Hi, I'm Rich G, and today we're going to talk all about how to get the recruiter's attention the right way. So stick with me through this entire presentation. What's your experience with recruiters so far? Has it been exhilarating, fun, average, frustrating, awful? Okay. It could run the gamut. And I always say, everybody goes, oh, recruiters are so hard to work with. No, they're not. There are great recruiters out there, and there are bad recruiters. And it's how you react to each one is it will deliver you to success. Okay, and granted, there are good ones and there are bad ones. It's like almost anything in life. There are good recruiters, bad recruiters. Why do we need to work with recruiters? Well, recruiters are a great way. They're the first ones to find out about the best jobs because they're hired by the companies that need people to find people. So we need to work with recruiters. And if you're not working with recruiters, you have to. But why are some recruiters so frustrating to work with? Well, the truth is, many people are on cruise control. And I don't mean just recruiters, everyone. You see them at work, you see them when you go into a store, you see there are a certain amount of people that just are on cruise control with their life. I'm just getting stuff done. And when you work with people like that, think about if you walk into a McDonald's or something like that, you run into somebody that's very bored. Your actions need to be more intentional. You need to be very businesslike, very focused. Yes, I'd like a hamburger. Same thing with the recruiter. Your actions need to be more intentional because there might be some recruiters that are candidly on cruise control, not the best ones. And I'm going to show you how to find the best ones. So think of it like if you're a project manager, okay? When you're a project manager, the people that you entice to work with you on the project don't report to you. So their job isn't on the line. But still, you have to engage them, motivate them, educate them to the point where they want to work on the project. They want to get those activities and tasks done for you. So it's almost like being a project manager. That's how you have to entice and activate and motivate those recruiters to want to work with you. And how do you do that? We're going to talk a lot more about that, but you got to show them that you're a valued candidate. So the recruiters are a necessary part of your job search. They're going to connect you to the right people at the right time, at the right companies that you're targeting. They know the ins and outs of the hiring process. They're going to help you succeed. They don't want you to fail. They want you to succeed. And they're looking for new opportunities 24/7. You're not. So they know of the best things and the best places. There are two levels of recruiters, okay? They're a bit like realtors. The top 20% who will sell your house in no time, okay? You know those types of recruiters. They're just going through homes. They know the market. They know the clients. They know how to make connections with other realtors. They know the top 20%. Then there's the bottom 80% who are tired, incompetent, not connected. They're hobbyists. They're judgmental. They're everything. Okay, you want to stay away from those recruiters because they're like realtors that only sell one house a year. Okay, these are recruiters that are new. You want accomplished recruiters that are very knowledgeable in your industry that you can call them up and show them, I'm really good at what I do. There are also two types of recruiters, okay? There's retained recruiters and contingency recruiters. Both are great, okay? Retained recruiters know more about what's going on within the organization. They're either hired within the organization or they're retained by the organization. So they know exactly what's going on. They're interviewing the company, understanding exactly who they're looking for. They're handpicking you and your competition, though. They're also finding other people to compete with you. Then there are contingency recruiters. These are the people on the outside. They're better hunters for multiple companies. My last job I got before my coaching practice, I used a contingency recruiter where she said, Rich, your resume looks great. I could sell you. Let me make a few phone calls to a few companies, a few contacts that I know, and I'll get you some interviews. And she called me up a few days later. I got 3 interviews for you. So contingency recruiters are more hunters. They're financially motivated to present your candidacy to as many hiring managers as possible. So those are the two types of recruiters. And granted, there are many other types. These are the two main ones. Okay, but most recruiters have a tough job. Okay, everybody goes, oh, recruiters are so hard to work with. They're jerks, blah, blah. No, recruiters are great people, but they have a tough job. Think about a recruiter has so many of yous calling them up, attacking them. Oh, how's it going? Did I get my second interview? So they get all these phone calls. Plus, they have lots of clients. So they're doing this for lots of clients. So they might be juggling between 5, 10, 15 candidates for each client or each role within each client. And so they might be interacting with hundreds of people. So if they don't remember you, you think you're special, you're not that special. So recruiters have a really tough job. So give them some slack. So find those recruiters who specialize in placing people in your field. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. If you've got a magnet, it's so much easier to find that needle. And the recruiter is that magnet. Are they posting positions like yours? That's what you need to see. Do they have a good track record of recruiting? Are they an expert? How many years have they been recruiting? Are they connected? Lots of recruiting websites do have that information about their recruiters. And if you have a lot of magnets looking for you, you're going to find that needle that much faster. So here's a list of some of the best recruiting firms out there. There's some really good ones. I have Executive Talent Services. He's a friend of mine, so he's a little bolder. But there's some great ones out there. So feel free to write these down. Check them out. They have great websites, and they actually have the recruiters listed, a lot of them with their email and phone number, so you can contact them. There are 3 ways to interact with a recruiter: respond, reach out, and job posting. Okay. The first one, respond. Oh, before I go any further, when you interact with a recruiter, you need to keep it short, keep it concise, and get to the point. Don't go blah, blah, blah. Don't write War and Peace. Okay. Get in, get out, and always follow up with them. Now, the first one is a respond example. This is a basic email or message that I tell my clients to send if they're responding to a reach out from a recruiter. It's like, thank you for reaching out to me. I am interested in discussing the position you mentioned. I will reach out to you to discuss. If you'd like to contact me, my direct line is. So you're getting permission immediately that if you don't call me, I'm going to call you. All the best, Rich. So a lot of us who are in roles and when we're also in transition, we do get reach outs from recruiters. This is a great way. Do you see? I could read this in 5 seconds. The second one is a reach out. So this one is if you're currently employed and you go, hey, I researched your profile online and I see you concentrate on sales opportunities. I'm currently a sales team leader. Well, I thought I'd reach out to see if it makes sense to work together. Attach your resume to the email. Do you have a few minutes to talk this week? I'm happy to send a copy of my resume. Very short, very sweet. But what's great about this is that it's like, look, I'm doing your work for you. I'm reaching out to you rather than the recruiter making 100 phone calls a day. Another reach out example is if you're in transition. I've just changed the terminology around. I researched your profile and see you concentrate on sales opportunities. My background is in sales team leadership. I thought I'd reach out to see if it made sense to work together. Again, I'll send you my resume. All the best, Rich. Third, job posting. Okay, I'm writing in response to a senior marketing job posting. Within 10 plus years, you're selling yourself a little bit. Here's a link to my LinkedIn profile. Let's connect. I'll reach out in the next day or two. Every single one is, I'm following up. I'll reach out to you. And that's what you need to do. So what would happen if you reached out to 5 recruiters a week and then followed up? If you actually reached out to 5 and did that, use these email letters, what would happen? All 5 wouldn't tell you to get away from me. Some would want to work with you. And suddenly you're increasing your chances in finding that perfect position. So I'm going to help you with 10 steps to prepare you to work with a recruiter. Number 1 is be professional. I say this to every one of my clients, to every workshop that I do. Your communication needs to be perfect. Your resume, your spell check, grammar check, constantly tighten it. Your LinkedIn profile, okay? Change things up frequently, new keywords and stuff. Your emails need to be short, concise, focused, terse, straight shooting, okay? Your phone calls, pleasant, professional, fun, open, uplifting. Not, I've called you 3 times and you haven't called me back. That's a phone call I want, or a voicemail message I want. What do you think I'm going to say as I delete it? But if you go, hey, this is Rich G. I sent you a message a few days ago. You must be so busy. It's that time of the year. Totally understand. But I just wanted to follow up to see if you're still interested in my resume. That's it. Everything be professional. Number 2, be assertive. Don't be Oliver Twist like, oh, please, sir, may I have a job? Okay, this is a business transaction, just like that buying a hamburger at McDonald's. Treat it like one. They have positions for you to offer. You can fill their need. Don't let them bully you or push you around. If they're wasting your time, drop them. Move on. That's one thing that we're always afraid of, is just dropping them. If you run into a recruiter that doesn't return your phone calls, that doesn't seem like they care about you or anything, don't get mad. Just put them, bring them down, put them on the wayside in a holding pattern. They might follow up. They might call you. They'll go, oh yeah, that Rich G guy, let me give him a call. He might be good for this position. So be assertive. Number 3, spiff up your profile. Oh my God. So many people are, I don't know what to do with my LinkedIn profile. Get a good headshot. Okay, I'm not saying to go to a photographer. Go outside. You have an incredible phone, okay, that takes incredible photographs. Go outside, have a friend, spouse, partner, whoever, take pictures of you. Outside light's the best. Do it in front of some greenery, a bush or anything. Just take a few photos. Take 100. Glasses, no glasses, suit, no suit, left, right, smiling, no smiling, whatever. And find the best one and put it up there. So many people have those cheesy corporate, in front of bookcases. Don't do that. Also, keywords. Right under your name, you have a chance of putting up to 3 to 4 lines of keywords. People always put their title there. No. You could put your title, but you could put other things. On mine, I have so many different keywords. So if somebody's searching executive coach, I pop up. Okay. Same thing with you. When you search on LinkedIn, that's the first area that LinkedIn is looking for keywords. 3rd, background. The background behind you tells you a lot. It should accentuate your photograph. What I'm trying to do as a coach going, look, I make your business life simple. I make it easy. Finally, contact info. Always fill out your contact info with, if you can, your phone number, a link to a site that has your resume on it. All of your contact information should be right there, your email address. So if they do want to contact you, they click on it and they're ready to go. 2nd, the About section. Spiff up your profile here. The About section, they always have like a paragraph. Highly qualified executive with many years experience, blah, blah, blah. No one's going to read it. But what I want you to put in is list 4 or 5 things that you've done at your previous positions and make them powerful. I call them CARs. Challenge, action, result. Drive difficult change in organizations. I deliver new business processes. I uncover new business opportunities. These are great. In fact, have a title at the top. This is one from one of my clients that did 6 Sigma Black Belt who drives change in difficult organizations. These are great. Use them. Spiff up your profile with your activity. This is one area that brings you up into the visual stratosphere of recruiters if you constantly update your activity. And it's like if you're writing an article or any article, if you're reading the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal, or you're on Fortune or Forbes or Fast Company or whatever, and you read an article that has to do about your industry or about what you're interested in, most of these sites now have a link to LinkedIn where you can actually share that article on your LinkedIn page. I do it every day. And I tell people it takes me 2 minutes. So like forever, I don't have time to do this. Do it. And what happens is it shows the person reading your LinkedIn profile that you're active and interested in your industry, that you're staying up on things that are happening in your industry. You can put things that are happening with your competitors up there. Make comments on other people's articles, like other people's articles and activity, because that will bring more and more people. Look, I have almost 5,000 followers to my LinkedIn page, and it's because I post about every day some activity, linking some article. People like to read the articles I put up there. Number 4, always follow up. Always. Don't wait for them. Good recruiters are handling multiple placements with a myriad of candidates, okay? So stay in constant contact when you talk to them. And I'm going to say, I want you to tattoo this on your arm. Always schedule next steps with them. Okay, when you get off the phone with them, you go, Tom, this has been a real pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much. When do you think you could get back to me? Okay, you're not being a jerk. When do you think you get back to me? And he or she will say, oh, in about a week. And you go, okay, that's next Tuesday. If I don't hear from you by next Tuesday, is it okay if I give you a call later in the week, maybe like Thursday or Friday? They're never going to say no. They'll go, sure, that sounds fine. No big deal. Always schedule next steps. So if they don't get back to you, you've already asked permission to call them. So you're not sitting there going, I don't know if I should bother them. And by the way, take the words bother, pester, annoy out of your vocabulary. This is a business transaction. They're going to make a lot of money if they place you at that company. Number 5, get tips and feedback. The recruiter wants you to succeed. They're not against you. They want you to do well because they want to offer up candidates that will succeed. So ask for tips. You know, they're putting their reputation on the line with every candidate. Ask them for tips on the interview. What's the personality of the person that you're interviewing with? What are they looking for? What kind of demeanor should you have? What kind of keywords or topics or things should I focus in on during the interview? They should be ready and willing to help you. I know of no recruiter who goes, I don't really know, just wing it. No one will ever say that. Follow up for feedback after the interview. Listen how you did. Ask them for tips, you know, especially if you're interviewing multiple times or with multiple people. The recruiter is your best friend. Number 6, run 4 to 7 horses. And this is one of the big ones that I talk to my clients about a lot. If you bet on one horse in the race and it fails, you have to start all over again. And that sucks. It sucks. And I know it happens to everyone. You're like, oh, I'm going to get this job. I'm going to get it. I didn't get the job. And then you're having your pity party for about a few weeks. But if you had 4 to 7 horses running in the same race, 4 to 7 opportunities, you really don't care about that one that got away. It's like, fine, that's not for me. That's a job that's not for me. And make sure you're always moving at least 4 to 7 horses. You know, have some that you're reaching out to, have some that you're in contact with, that you're interviewing, you're following up with, and some that are dying or dead. But never get rid of them. Just move them down to the bottom of your Excel spreadsheet. And reach out to them in a month or two. They might have more positions. And by the way, I always say this. If you miss out on a job, there's a 25% chance that the candidate that they chose doesn't work out. And that's how the percentage is. It's 25% because part of the time people don't like the job. They don't like the boss. They don't like the work hours. They don't like the work. and they just keep their job search going and they leave after a few weeks. And they just go, this job sucks, and they leave. And on the opposite side, they might have hired the wrong person and they get in, they realize they really lied on their resume or they exaggerated in the interview. So you really need to stay in contact with these recruiters because they might call you up and they go, you know that job that you missed? That person didn't work out. They want to see you again. And also be very nice to the companies that you lose out to. Congratulate them. Send them an email and say congratulations. And please stay in touch because 25% of the time, the person doesn't work out. This is something that I've mentioned a few times during this talk. Start an Excel spreadsheet with all the people listed, okay? And have them down. Small issue, big trouble, and you can, hot leads are green. Small issues like, oh, they haven't gotten back to you, might be yellow. You need to keep working them. Red, they haven't gotten back to you in a little while. And then there are ones that are on hold. That's the area that I said, put them down, the on hold ones. Go back to them after a month or two and see if you can resuscitate them. Always run 4 to 7 horses. Now, buckle up. I've saved the toughest ones for last, okay? Put on your seatbelt. I'm going to be tough here. Get real about your situation, okay? Stop selling slide rules. This is one of the major obstacles to why you're not getting a job. It's not the recruiter. The more specific, obsolete, or expensive the position is, the harder you'll have to look for it, okay? No one is going to stumble and find you. Work hard, work very hard to find the exact position you want, need, or qualified for, or be flexible about what you're looking for. It's one or the other. You got to look really hard and put up with a lot of frustration or be more flexible. A lot of people get out and they go, I want to be exactly this, and I want to make this much money, and I want to make it where I live, and all of these other things. And it's like, okay, you're going to have to work really hard, or you have to be a little bit more flexible about those things. Get real about your situation. Too many people live in this fantasy world, and then they wonder why they don't have a job after 6 months. Okay? Stop selling slide rules. Okay? Get real about, are you obsolete? Has the expiration date expired on what you do? And this happens a lot in a lot of different, in marketing, in IT, and even now in finance. There's a lot of areas, operations, in companies where people had jobs. Well, I've been working with this legacy system for the last 20 years in our company. Well, guess what? Nobody else has that technology. You might be obsolete. Second, your ability. Finding yourself not knowing new ways to do your role. This is happening a lot of people that were in marketing and they maybe stepped out to take care of kids for 5 or 10 years. Now they're trying to get back into marketing. It's radically changed. It's totally different from what you did 10 years ago. Your ability needs to grow. Start training yourself. Experience. Do you have too little experience? Too much. Understand, oh, I've been doing this for the last 20 years. That's as bad as I've been doing this for only like 6 months. That means you're stuck in your ways rather than not knowing. Financials. Have you priced yourself out of your role? A lot of people that have been 20 years at their company that made their way up, they're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. You're not going to get that on the open market. And then finally, are there too many obstacles to you finding a role? And you need to really recognize what are the obstacles. And that's what I do with my clients, is help them target what those obstacles are and fix those obstacles. Learn to sell yourself. This is a big one. I call it saleability, okay? You're selling a product. You're selling you, okay? You're one of the best products in the world, but don't fool yourself that you're not a salesperson. You have to, if you are a salesperson selling a product, who's your audience? Who are you targeting? I ask that question. People are like, I don't know. Okay? Positioning. How are you positioning yourself to the market? Okay? What's your look? This is the biggest one. What's your look? What's your style? I'll start talking to somebody and I'll ask them candidly, how old are those glasses? And they go, they're like 10 years old. They're still good. And I go, they're way out of style. You look like you just came out of 1970s TV show. You need to get new. I get new glasses every year to stay in style. Okay, your presentation. How are you presenting yourself? How are you presenting your experience, your knowledge? Are you being more assertive? Are you being more energetic? A lot of interviewing is transferring of energy. If you're not doing that, it ain't happening. Your script, what are you saying and what are you not saying? Okay, and then what shouldn't you say? You need to have a script. I'm not saying a written script, but some pattern on how to present yourself. Again, you're a salesperson selling a product. Okay, how do you close? Do you just meander at the end? It's a great story. I interviewed hundreds of people when I was in corporate. Okay, the people that at the end of the interview, I go, I think that's it. This has been great. The person goes, oh, okay. Yeah, this has been nice. Well, thank you so much. Shake my hand and walk out the door. Compare that to somebody that goes, I think that's it. I think we're all set. They go, well, Rich, thank you so much. I just want to let you know, after reading the job description and hearing everything that I've heard today, I really want this job. I know I could do it. I know it'd be a great candidate for it. I just want to let you know I want this job. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. When do you think you get back to me? Who do you think I'm going to hire? The first person sounds like they don't even want the job. The second person is like, holy crow, I want to hire this person immediately. Even if they're a little bit overbearing, I'm impressed, okay? And then finally, as I always say, follow up. Are you afraid of reaching out? Do you wait for them? Like, they haven't called me back. They haven't called me back. Call them. Telephones have two ways. It's two-way communication. So follow up. Number 9. This is a big one, just like the other ones. Stop listening to the wrong voice. We all do it. It's that Stephen King in our head writing horror stories, okay? That voice that tells us, I'm not good enough. They will never talk to me. I'm unhireable. You know which ones you tell yourself. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have enough experience. I make too much money. I've been unemployed too long. It's all those voices. The more that you listen to that voice, the more you're going to fail, okay? The more you're going to procrastinate. The more you're going to reduce your exposure to the marketplace. Now, think about it the other way. I will learn more today. I will reach out to more people. I will follow up professionally. I will be flexible and compromise. The more you're going to progress, advance, and succeed. Okay? So stop listening to the wrong voice. And by the way, here's something I want you to do. Take out a piece of paper, and during the day, that Stephen King's going to say things to you. Like, oh, you're too old. Write it down. Put, I am too old. Yep. I am an idiot. Make a list of all the bad things you say to yourself, and then look at that list. And what will happen is you'll start to say, why am I saying this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? See, take it out of your head and put it on paper, and you see how ridiculous our emotions are. It's a great way to deal with it. Honestly, I do it, my clients do it, and they're amazed on how it stops that bad self-talk. And number 10, listen to the right voice in your head. Listen to the alpha. We are all alphas in some way. Don't say, oh, I'm a beta or something. No, we're all alphas. But listen to that alpha voice inside of you, the one that got you where you are today. Think of all your achievements that you've made, the awards that you've gotten, and don't poo-poo them. Oh, well, I won a trophy in Little League. There was a lot of work involved in that. The accolades, the money. Think of all the money that you've made all the years. Someone paid you that money. That means you were successful. You're a professional. Listen to the right voice. Say things like, I'm going to learn more. I'm going to reach out to more people. I'm going to follow up professionally. I will be flexible and compromise, and I will be fearless and not give up. Keep bringing that alpha out. Jump on things. The more you're going to progress, advance, and succeed. And the right position will find you, because people are attracted to people that are motivated, that are energetic, that are excited about what they do. I want you to watch this movie. It's called Door to Door. You can get it on Amazon or Apple TV or Netflix. It's with William H. Macy. It was made in the 90s, I think. It's a great movie. It's about Bill Porter. It was a man in the 60s. He had cerebral palsy, and he didn't have a job, but he wanted a job. And so he told his mother, he was living with his mom, I'm going to go out and get a job. So he went to a company called Watkins, which is a great company that sells ointments and cleaning products. It's kind of like Amway, but better. So he went to the sales manager of their territory, and he says, I want to work for you. Of course, with cerebral palsy, he didn't come across too professionally back in the 60s. And the guy says, we really don't have anything for you. And he wanted him to get out of the office. So Bill Porter walks out of the office, and he walks right back in, and he says, give me your worst territory. The territory no one wants, where everybody throws us out the door. I want that territory. I'll prove to you. So he gave him the territory. And within 5 or 6 years, he became top salesperson in the company. So it's a great story. And the reason why it's a great story and has alignment with your job search is there's a time where he's sitting at a bus stop having lunch after being turned down so many times. And his mother made him a sandwich. On one side with the jelly, she wrote patience. And on the other side, she wrote persistence. And it's a great message. And it means so much to me because I tell this to my clients every day. You need to be patient, but you need to be persistent. You can't give up. And he didn't give up. And it's a great movie. It's a great story. And it's a great allegory to what you're probably going through today. So have patience, but have persistence and keep doing it. Keep hammering at it. Keep calling those recruiters. Call them back. Show them your energy. I'm not going away. There's some great books. I always mention books at the end. This is one by Gabriella Castano, The Key Factor. This will teach you how the employer looks at hiring. Okay, so if you want to understand how they're looking at you, great book. Go to the library, see if you can get it. Another book, this is the best book. Everybody should get this, is the Kennedy's Pocket Guide to Working with Executive Recruiters. There are people that have bought this that have said, I have it in my back pocket because it teaches me so much how to maximize my career opportunities with recruiters. Check it out. Great book. Another book is by Chun Busser, Working with Recruiters, How to Find the Right Recruiter. And then finally, Peggy McKee's How to Work with Recruiters Effectively. So if you want to go deeper into this topic, these are 4 great books that you can pick up. And by the way, how's your job search going? Do you want to find the right position faster? Let's have a chat. Just go to my website, richg.com, and click Chat with Rich and sign up for a free coaching chat. On top of that, there are over 750 articles and over 250 podcasts that you can check out on my site. They're all free. Okay, so have a great day and good luck. Get the right people to find you. Forget the job boards. Recruiters will be contacting you. Crush your interviews and get the offer. You and I can make it happen. Have a great day.